Hey everyone, I just wanted to take the time to go over week 11 readings and assignments. This week you will have one discussion and your final group family therapy theory grid due. The discussion will be due on Thursday at 11:59 p.m. and the grid is due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. This week will be focused on emotionally focused therapy. Emotionally focused therapy is um, generally couples therapy, but can also be adapted into emotionally focused family therapy for work with families as well. The premise of emotionally focused therapy is very much based in attachment theory, so you will also be noticing some themes based in attachment throughout your readings. You have two required readings this week, as well as choose one from this optional grouping here. In terms of the resources, there are some resources, some handouts on EFT that are very much focused on cycles. So the EFT is very focused on the way that the couple or the family works, kind of like a system, and their negative patterns of communication or their positive patterns of communication. What we know about attachment theory is that it's greatly placed in their verbal and nonverbal communication styles and how that can either build secure attachment or create a more disengaged kind of attachment. So you will see that highlighted in the resources this week. And then we do have the website, the Emotionally Focused Therapy website, just to kind of get some further information about the theory if you would like to. There's some things that can kind of expand your knowledge um, with from the readings and just kind of get a better grasp on the theory. And then we have a podcast and a video this week. The video is great. It is a video that shows couples therapy with Sue Johnson that is based in EFT. You'll see that she kind of describes the theory first, and then you'll see her put it into action with a couple who has recently separated. I like that in this video she describes the theory as a mix between Carl Rogers and Salvador Minuchin. We of course learned about Minuchin and his structural family therapy theory, and you guys are familiar with that approach. I'm sure that you've heard of Carl Rogers before, but just to give some background with Carl Rogers, is he his approach to therapy is client-centered therapy, and that is very much based in the use of empathy, unconditional positive regard, things like active listening and reflection. So it's very much a kind of therapy that is based in the interaction between the therapist and the client and how their emotions are validated. Whereas Minuchin's approach is a little bit more kind of directive with his enactments and kind of highlighting some of the dysfunctional patterns that might come out within the family. So this is kind of a mixture of both. So moving on to the discussion for the week, you will be viewing the EFT film, the video that I was just referring to, as well as reading the Johnson article for the week, and then you will respond to these three prompts here. The first one is discussing how three different basic tenets of attachment theory from the Johnson article are applied to EFT family therapy. So you here will just kind of be highlighting where the connection is between attachment theory and EFT. Then kind of describing your own kind of understanding of the significance of attachment theory for couples. And remembering that there is nothing really technical necessarily related to attachment theory. Attachment theory and its interventions can be very subtle kinds of things like nonverbal communications or reflection or physical touch. Like there's a lot of those kinds of things are kind of the core of attachment theory rather than any kind of direct intervention. And then lastly, you're going to want to refer to the video and describe some ways that Johnson reframed the client problems and kind of referenced how they're more cyclical issues of attachment needs or fears or emotions, rather than focusing excessively on the problem itself. What are the things that are kind of driving this problem? And so you're kind of looking at how Johnson reframed that. This discussion does not require a response, but you're encouraged to. I'd encourage you to read at least a couple of other classmates' discussion posts. And then I'm not going to pull it up right now, but we do have your final family therapy theory grid due at the end of the week, and it is the one that says psychodynamic EFT. So you'll be, just working with your groups to try to get together early in the week and divide tasks and just identifying the key concepts and interventions regarding attachment and EFT. There is a self-care activity posted this week. It is Tara Brach, a guided meditation. I don't know if any of you have ever listened to or read anything by Tara Brach, but she is great in terms of advocating for mindfulness and just kind of some good concepts for living in the moment, things like that. If you don't get to do this particular self-care activity, I hope that you can make some time to do something for self-care this week. The readings and the videos are a little bit lengthy, but hopefully you can make some time. And then if anything comes up, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope everyone has a great week.